Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back your lovely faces to a brand new video here on the channel. Today we're going to take a look at something that I received in an email via a newsletter from Tony Ortega. Tony Ortega runs the Underground Bunker, which is a website which, if you haven't seen it, I do urge you to go onto it and give it a thorough read. There's so many amazing articles on it, and it's regarding Scientology and basically the ins and outs of what is happening, and it's mostly done by ex-Scientologists. But that's tonyortega.org, and this from the newsletter. And if you remember, last week, we actually did a live stream on Thursday, I believe, regarding Danny Masterson, who accused Leah Remini of interfering in his current trial, which is set for October the 11th this year. Now, some of the things that he come out and has done, obviously he's been accused of very, very horrible crimes. And what this is, obviously under California, they do have the very strict one-strike law, which literally, if he's convicted of all three of these charges, he faces 45 years to life in prison. Now, what we are going to be talking about is, say, during this actual trial, we did go over and we did actually talk about how many times Masterson and his team have tried to delay this trial. They did it back in August, and I believe it was like the 9th time. Literally 9 times to try and get this delayed further. And the reason that they gave this time was because Sean Hawley, who is Danny Masterson's attorney, also happens to be Evan Rachel Wood's attorney, which is very interesting because we will be deep diving, well, probably not deep diving, but obviously we will be going into the Manson subject and everything else, and if that one goes to court. But at this moment in time, this is the one that's out there, and it's absolutely crazy to see that someone who 9 times has tried to get all of this delayed. But on that stream, we did go over about a few things of what's happened. But in this email I received the other day, it does have actually the majority of what Judge Almeida said. So this is what we got. Criminal cases shall be set for trial, heard and determined as soon as possible. There is no such competing right to a speedy arbitration. Indeed, where a timing conflict exists, arbitrations have never been judicially or legislatively prioritized over criminal matters. Criminal jury trials generally, and jury trials specifically for these, have statutory calendaring priority above all other matters. Criminal jury trials involving these are prioritized above all other legal matters. Now, the reason that he tried getting this delayed this time is because Sean Hawley, his attorney, had a secret arbitration meeting, which was to get a Major League Baseball player back to playing because he has been suspended for 2 seasons because he has been accused by several people of doing the same thing that Danny Masterson is accused of. But as you can see with Judge, what they have said here is literally just trying to get someone back into playing a game. It's not regarding that. It's what Major League Baseball did to him. This is more important, so this will go forward. But it gets more interesting. Defendant is not entitled to the presence of both attorneys at all hearings. Defendant has privately retained 2 counsels to represent him in the above captioned case. However, defendant does not have a right to both counsel present at all times or for all trial matters. Indeed, in more complex cases than the case at hand, such as capital cases, the California Supreme Court has repeatedly held that so long as at least one of the 2 defense counsel are present, a capital defendant is not entitled to the presence of both appointed counsel at all times. This case is not complex, because over 2 years have passed since the filing of criminal charges. Both parties have had more than sufficient time to prepare for jury trial. By the time jury trial commences on October the 11th, the defense will have had almost 2.5 years to prepare for this jury trial. Like we said, 9 times he has tried to get this thrown out or dismissed to a further date, which is absolutely mind-blowing when you think of it. Counsel Hawley and Cohen have been personally representing defendant since November 2021, 11 months prior to the commencement of the current trial date. This, too, is more than a sufficient period of time to prepare for jury trial in the instant matter. Like I said, remember, last week on the stream, he tried blaming Leah Remini because she was turning up. And he was like, none of this even started until she turned up. I want this to be dismissed until future. I need more time to get my stuff forward. To be honest with you, if you got these allegations against you and you do say, I'm innocent, I got all the evidence to prove I'm innocent, I would want this to go there and then. I would want this as soon as possible. Not just to be, oh yeah, just push it down the line. Yeah, just let it go down there, I don't care. To me, that is mind-blowing. This court has already considered counsel Holly's and Cohen's changed status as lead trial counsel when granting the previous defense requested continuance of the jury trial from August to 29th of this year to October 11th of this year, a date agreed upon by all. A second requested continuance for the same reason will not be granted again. They've already agreed to it. His counsel have agreed to it, but they're like, oh, you know what, let's try and push our luck. It's not going to happen. It's interesting to note that while the defense has previously moved the court to dismiss count 1 for the delay in bringing this matter to trial, and among other considerations, has argued the negative impact that time delays have had on witnesses' memories, the defense has also repeatedly and continuously sought further delay of the trial date. About the trial's length, the instant case has a time estimate of approximately 4 weeks. The commencement on trial of October the 11th of this year, even with the dark trial days to accommodate the previously identified arbitration dates, at the latest, this trial in this matter should conclude by November 18th, 2022, so just coming up to Thanksgiving in America. On those few dates that counsel, Miss Holly, may not be available due to the arbitration matter, and when the court is in session in the jury trial, Mr. Cohen will be present and can continue to represent defendant in this jury trial. Thus, Miss Holly's scheduling conflict to handle matters related to the arbitration, should she choose to do so, does not establish good cause justifying a continuance of the previously scheduled jury trial date. Now, a private arbitration does not take priority over a pending criminal jury trial. This is especially true both in light of the charges pending in the criminal case as well as the age of the criminal case and the dates of the alleged forcible this. A continuance of the jury trial date in the above captioned case, based upon the reasons provided to this court, is not in the interest of justice. Jury trial in the above captioned case remains set for October the 11th, 2022. Now, as you can see with these two people here, these are the ones who have gone against him. These people have come out and said, this is what's happened to us. As you can see, girlfriend number 1, she was stalked, and girlfriend number 2 had her pets taken away from her, which is absolutely disgusting. And that was actually done by the church, supposedly. All counsel are ordered to prepare for the commencement of the jury trial on October the 11th this year, and defendant Masterson is ordered to personally appear in court for all jury trial-related proceedings commencing on October the 11th, 2022. Accordingly, the defense motion to continue the jury trial in the above captioned case is denied. Now, I think that is absolutely amazing because so much stuff has recently happened regarding Scientology. Yesterday, I did a video regarding David Miscavige. That man has, for the better part of 3 and a bit decades, has just surpassed and literally avoided being served by process servers, which, again, like we saw yesterday, the judge, the actual federal court has said, I want you in my court. And he's been summoned. So with this now, if they can't get hold of him, something is going to happen drastically, and it's going to be interesting to watch. Myself and Les, we've been talking about this on the outside, obviously, just, willy-nilly just talking about it. And the main thing that we have regarding David Miscavige at the moment is, how is the court going to deal with Scientology? That is going to be the key to a lot of things that we suspect, mostly because they may come out and say, oh, we're not allowed to tell you this because of a secret Zandu or Zandau, whatever their god's name is or whatever. And they could be like, well, we can't tell you that. We're not allowed. We're not allowed to do this. Not allowed to say anything regarding Scientology or the teachings of Scientology. Which is kind of crazy when you think that nearly every single religion is open and, you know, you can do things for them and you can talk and it doesn't cost you upwards of a couple of $1 million just to reach a higher level of spiritual enlightenment, which is what they say and they do in Scientology. Now, with this, as I said, I will leave TonyOrtega's.org website link below for you. They do have an email newsletter, which is daily, which gives you one main story. That's the one I've signed up with. All the other ones, there is paid tiers, but again, this is the main thing I want because Danny Masterson is normally on the front of the major story when it does come out. So we will be having this. If you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe. You know, hit the notification bell for future updates. We will be doing some deep dives into this, and I'll see each and every one of you soon.